Lars, quite the weekend. All turned out pretty good in the end, but it was a pretty topsy-turvy weekend, I would say, for you guys from the US side for Australia.
Yeah, it didn't start off the best, with Jet hitting that fence and crashing and starting last. Really happy with Hunter, though. He was able to get 2 relatively good starts against all the 450s and everything. So that was the goal, is to get him a good start. And then Jet was able to come back strong, get 6th that first moto, but he should have been more up toward the front. But we knew that it was going to be really difficult to beat France, and they rode just as well as they as we thought they would. So for us to get second, it's the best Australia's ever done. Is the best we could have hoped for, I think, because I was actually with Team Australia in 2011 when we ended up, that was the first time they'd ever been on the podium. Mm-hmm. And then last year, and then I was with Team Australia in 14, that one didn't go so good. And then last year, I was kind of helping mainly Team USA when Australia got 3rd. And then this year to get 2nd, it's cool. It's fun to be around with them. I've been around a lot of Australians in my career, so I feel, connection with them. So.
Yeah, you worked with Chad Reid, I think, and Hunter and Jet, their mentality's so good as well. Yeah. Do you feel that with the Australians, that their confidence and just the ability, like Jet, that last moto, kind of had to win to secure a podium, and he just went out and delivered again?
I think that they're totally different types of people, between Chad and the Lawrences. Okay. But yeah, it's obviously the Australians have a never say die attitude, and they work their ass off. So yeah, I think that they do have that in common with Chad, and they have a lot of belief in themselves. So it's fun to be around them, and the whole crew from Australia is very cool. And Darren Lawrence and Burner, Michael Byrne and everything. It's a really fun crew to be around, and really good people. So.
Can you talk about this year as Honda USA? You won everything. It's beyond a dream in some ways. You got the Supercross title with Chase, which was, I think, 20 years wait, and then it was like buses, everything came at once, and the Lawrences were so dominant. What is that from a team manager? It's stressful, or can you enjoy it? Because obviously if one wee thing goes wrong, it's a title maybe down the drain, but everything worked out for you.
I think that the Supercross season with Chase, when we were trying to win the championship, it wasn't, obviously with Eli going out, that was the second to last race. So up to that point, a lot of stress. The summer before that with him, a lot of stress because we were trying everything we could to win, and we just desperately wanted to win a 450 championship. So after we won that championship, everything else to me was kind of like, icing on the cake. Okay. But to win the 250 championships, that wasn't stressful because our riders were so dominant. Yeah. It just felt like we had control the whole season. That didn't stress me out. The 250 championship in outdoors with Hunter was difficult. We had some issues with the bike at Southwick, and then Hunter having the big crash at Redbud and hurting himself a little bit, and him dealing with basically injuries the entire summer, one after another. With luckily the injury was enough for him to be able to ride, but so yeah, that was another stressful one. So coming here, this was going to be to me, it was going to be just kind of fun. Yeah. And we were going to do our best to win, or to do our best to get on the podium. Second or a win was the goal, and we got second, so it was good.
How was it managing Chase when Jet came into the 250 and started winning? Because Chase was the guy, and then sort of Jet became the guy, and then they were racing again, obviously SMX. From a team manager's point of view, is it difficult to manage 2 riders of that number 1 stature, really?
Yeah, it is, but at the same time, we never really had any issues because both Chase and Jet got on pretty well with each other. Chase had a motorhome for a lot of the races, so they didn't really hang out a lot together. But at the same time, they both have a good mentality and good personality that they're able to get over those things, and even, obviously at Charlotte when Chase won, Jet was pissed off because he wanted to win, but at the same time, I think he was happy for Jet, but he was definitely motivated. Mm-hmm. So there was never any big, feuds or anything like that, or but that's only because they were really, good friends before that, I think, and they respect each other. So it ended up not being a big problem, but it can be for sure.
And next year you have the 2 brothers, 450, their technique and talent, we all know. Are you excited about both riders, not just Jet, but what Hunter can do next year in 2024 Supercross?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of things next year that'll be interesting. I'm excited for that, and just trying to do everything we can for Hunter and Jet both to be successful. Yeah.
And were you able to keep an eye on Team Sweden? There was a bit of dramatic there with the B final. They were in and out and back in again.
Yeah. I always try to keep my eye on them and talk to my friends over and that I've been friends with for a long time that were helping keep Sweden. So it was unfortunate that Gifting was injured, but then it was cool for them to get in the B final. I think they went 2-3, right? Yeah. But yeah, I wish Freddie would have been here because I think Freddie could have helped him out quite a bit. But it was still cool to see them and talk to all the guys over there.
Very good. And finally, just on the atmosphere for this event, it's almost beyond words. You really have to experience it in person, don't you? The crowd's mental.
Yeah, no, for sure. Especially here in France, and the design of this track and everything, it really allows for the incredible fan experience, on that hillside. And but yeah, your motocross nations, and especially when you come to Europe and in a different country, and you get to feel the whole vibe and all the different things that we experience coming from America to here is really fun. And me and the boys, we had a great time, hanging out together and having dinner and checking out the local town that we're staying in, and then the whole experience here. So it's something we love to do, and even after this long kind of grueling season that we've had, it didn't seem like it was hard to come here because it's a cool experience.
Just regarding that grueling season, how long do you guys as mechanics and team manager get to take off now before Supercross starts? Do you get a proper break just to mentally relax, or?
Not exactly. I mean, we don't take like weeks off or anything like that. It's more like now we can have weekends off. That sounds good to me.
That's nice.
Yeah, so it's a little bit brutal, but at the same time, we kind of take it when we can. Like when we know that there's nothing coming up, or there's an event coming up or something that we want to do with family. As long as we plan that ahead of time, we can take some time off. So yeah, it's not easy, but we make it work.
Right, Lars, thank you very much.